this particular painting, I'm going to be making use of artistic paint brush, the one with the flat tip and the one with the pencil-like tip. Then I'm making use of a soft foam, a board already covered with gum paste, not fondant but gum paste, some water, ordinary water, kitchen napkin, a palette, painting palette where I kept my edible green, brown, yellow and white color. I used paste colors which I mixed with clear vodka. You can use any clear alcohol of your choice. I don't work with powdered color. The gel colors gives me more vibrant painting. For the sponge or for the foam, I use it to clean off any mistake I make during painting. I usually dip it in little water, squeeze out the water and then clean off. Then, or when I want to change another color, I wash the tip of my brush with the water. Now for painting, you can make use of a picture. You get a picture and paint what is on the picture. I've done this palm tree several times, so I'm not working with a picture. I'm just drawing it off heart. Now I'm using a brown color, starting with a brown color. The brown color is your base color. I'm using the brown color for sketching out first. The top part of a palm tree is always narrower while the base is fatter. That's why I do it like this. Now I'm only using the tip of my brush and I'm using little color at a time, not too much, little color at a time. After sketching out with my brown color the two palm trees look prettier when they are in pairs or when they are more than one. Now I'm going to use the same brown color and the same pencil-like tip to shade the inside of the sketch, just like this, in an upward and downward motion. That is, I'm moving my brush tip up down, not sideways, up down. I'm maintaining that movement. I'm not going to change it. I'm not going to move left to right, just upward to downward. And I forgot to tell you about the board. Like I said, I covered it with gum paste, not regular fondant, because I needed the board to dry out on time. You could use a regular fondant, but you should also leave it for some hours overnight so that it's dry before working with. Now you could paint this directly on a cake, but you have to cover the cake a day so that the fondant is dry and you can work or paint on the cake. After that, I creating the ground. I'm trying to make the palm tree look like it's inside the ground. That's why I created something like a hill shape, and I'm also going to shade this. Now you could use a flat brush tip to shade, but I don't want to keep washing my brushes. That's why I'm maintaining the pencil-like tip brush to shade it. Now if you notice why I'm shading, I maintain that upward to downward motion. The stroke I'm making is up down, not sideways. And then you notice that some parts of the painting are darker in color. That is, that darker brown in color, while some are lighter. This is just to make it more realistic. Now I'm through with that, and I just wash the tip of my brush in water and then use my napkin to dry it off. I'm going to go next to the yellow color. Yellow color brings life to your painting, so I'm just going to use the yellow color to shade inside of the palm trees alone. I'm not doing it for the ground, just the palm tree alone. Like I said, the yellow color brings life to your painting. Please check description box for a link to the detailed tips and some other things about edible painting. Now I got the flat brush tip and I'm going to create the palm tree front or the leaf. And I'm just creating a stroke downward, just like sweeping down, as if you're sweeping down. And if you notice it's on a straight line, I maintain that line. Now to make it, this is just how it looks like. Just a stroke down. And like I said, you are always using little color at a time. If your color is too much, your painting is going to be awkward. So just maintain little color at a time. Just see the stroke, just like that. Like if you are sweeping with the flat brush tip. I'm only using the tip of my brush to do this. Now I'm maintaining a line. If you notice the stroke I'm making is maintaining a line. That is how it's meant to be, because we're going to still come back to draw the other parts of the leaf. I'm using a green color. Now this particular green is a mixture of yellow and blue to give me this particular shade of green. Please remember that all colors I'm using are edible colors. Like I said, you could paint this directly on a cake, but you have to allow your fondant dry out before painting. Now I'm going to create the second part of the leaf. Each of the leaf is going to have two parts, but this second part I'm going to make it smaller, a smaller stroke, just like the way I did the first one, smaller stroke in the opposite direction. Now what I usually do is to turn the palm tree, turn the top of the palm tree to face me, and then I make the stroke just like I did here. And like I said, the second stroke is always smaller. You want it to look as real as possible. I'm just going to go over it again and make some detailing. It's very simple to make. Just follow the video and you make something that looks very real, something realistic. Like I said, a little color at a time. If you notice your brush tip is soaked with too much color, just clean it slightly in your palette and then continue working. Now I'm through with that. I washed off my brush tip and I'm still using that same flat brush tip, but I'm going to get a yellow. Like I said, the yellow color add life to your painting, so I'm going to use the yellow to go over the palm fronts again, still making the stroke. Remember, you are using the same motion. You're not going to change your brush movements. You're not going to go sideways.
If you are still watching, it means you enjoyed the video. Please subscribe.
Now this is the end product after we've painted with the yellow color. Now I rinsed off my brush tip and I'm going to go over it again with a brown color. Remember, you're working with little color at a time, so I'm going to use the brown again to repeat the same thing. On the right part of your screen, you will see some pictures of some edible painting I did together with my on-site students. Like I said, I'm working with edible colors, and this is not hard. Just follow the video and you get it. So I'm just going over with the brown to make it look real. And that's all. Now I got back to the pencil-like tip and then I'm touching the white and I'm going to draw a line between each of the palm fronts. Now that point where the two strokes we made for each palm front met, that's the line up. That is the point I'm going to draw the line, the middle, to make the palm front look real with a white. If you notice, I'm washing off my brush tip every time before I do the next front, the next palm front. The reason is because the white is absorbing other colors. That's why I kept washing my brush tip. Now I got back with the brush tip again and I used the green color to create grass effect. I turn the palm front, or I turn my board so that the palm front, the top of the palm front or palm tree is facing me. So I'm just drawing an upward stroke from the ground to create the grass effect. You could stop here or you could do more grass effect like I'm doing by using the flat brush tip. Just get a little of your green paint color and start sweeping as if you are sweeping it upward, just like that. Create that stroke upward. You make sure it's starting from the tip or the edge of the ground you drew before, and that's it. It's very simple. Also make sure the grasses are not having the same length. Some should be a little bit taller than the others. And I'm just going to go over with my pencil like tip and create small grass effects. This is optional. Now we are almost through with our palm tree. Once you notice your brushes are not getting clean when you wash it in the water, you can change the water. So always remember, you wash, then you dry your brush tip with your napkin. Now I just decided to draw coconuts for the palm trees. I'm drawing coconuts. To do this, I'm just moving my brush in a circular motion, and I'm using a brown color with a touch of yellow to do that. Like I said, yellow brings life to your painting, so I'm just using brown with a touch of yellow to create that effect. Now this is ready, and I did this at the center where the palm fronts met. Now I'm going to draw some birds. For this bird, I'm going to make something like a V shape, but the opening of the V is wider, just like this. It's quite simple to make. And then the tip of the V, I made a little shading just to make it look like a bird that is flying from afar or coming from afar. Now for the second set of bird I'm going to draw it in between the first set, and I'm going to make them smaller. The next set too in between and smaller, so it's looking like those ones that are smaller are at the back, like they are far away, while the bigger ones are the ones that are nearer to us. That's the kind of effect I'm trying to create. And I'm using a brown color. Like I said, brown is the base color for your sketches, for your painting. Brown is the base color. Now I created some coconut as if they are falling off the palm tree, and this is ready. Please remember to subscribe to the channel, leave me a comment, like my video, share, and see you next week.